National Institute of Advanced Driving. Drive with confidence.
Good evening from wherever you're watching us from. This is Mwangaza Prime News, and many thanks for choosing us to inform you tonight. My name is Daisy Paul, and our sign language interpreter is Wanjiro Kahuria. We welcome you to the broadcast. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has assured Kenyans of security, especially in the coast region, which has been having several terrorist cases. Matiang'i outlined some of the strategies put in place to deal with the bandits who have been stealing livestock and causing deaths in Laikipia County. Claudia Robinson has more of this.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has today urged Kenyans to have no fear as he confirms that the government has intensified the fight against terrorism, especially in the coastal areas, while also stressing how to crack down and locate terrorists who have been terrorizing Laikipia County residents, stealing their livestock and causing disaster for innocent Kenyans.
This word of assurance, our country is safe and secure. We have the little challenges which we have to deal with. As you know, we are tracking down some small terrorist cell in Mombasa, in the coastal region of our country. We have been working hard on that. I think we caught almost everyone we think was involved in that, and our operation continues very well, successfully. Dr.
Matiang'i made the remarks at a conference of NCCK churches where this year's event brought together young people.
We want our administrators across the country, from assistant chiefs all the way to regional commissioners, to now begin working with community-based leadership groups. And one of the foremost community-based leadership group is youth groups, so that our youths cross over from what we have all the time been treated as the youths are the mobilization group for committing crime or for committing sin, so that we become the special group in society that builds sustainable peace.
He assured that the current government was in the forefront of ensuring that the general election process was carried out in a peaceful manner, while ensuring that security was maintained during elections without any Kenyans being oppressed or losing their lives.
So, save for some of those that we call normal incidents, our country is safe and sound, and we thank the Lord for it. And we are all preparing, going by the constitutional timetable for the next general election. I am satisfied that this time around we're even better prepared than we were in the past.
With regard to this nation leading in matters of technology use, CS Matiang'i has warned that no one will be left behind, including the media stations, in spreading hate speech and incitement with the aim of undermining the peace of Kenyans.
I have assured, and I want to say this again, our government does not think that way. We will not go that way. This is a country that espouses freedom. The abuse of social media in our country is at its unprecedented high. Character assassination, defamation, fake news, vulgar language, insults, and so on. I hope that if we build a coalition of those who respect our freedoms, those who respect that when we have differences, we argue the differences and we try to convince each other and not insult each other, the more we enhance our group, the more likely it is that we will convince those few who want to abuse those freedoms to let our country be.
The minister was accompanied by some secretaries from various ministries, among them Zach Kenodia, who is in the Ministry of Sports, Dr. Mercy Mwangangi for the Ministry of Health, David Oswani of the Ministry of Commerce, and Professor Fatuma Chege from the Ministry of Education, who is leading in the new CBC system in the ministry. The 4-day conference, today being its third day, seems to be used by central government officials to spread the importance of young people working with the elderly in achieving national development goals, where the political issues of some politicians who exploit the high unemployment of youths being accused. Reporting for Mwangaza TV Primetime News, I'm Claudia Robinson.
And even as the national government champions for 100% from one transition, some parents in Nandi County cannot afford the school fees for their children. Nandi County businessman Robert Chepkwony, popularly known as 50-50, has urged the government to support such parents going through difficulties following COVID-19 pandemic. Chepkwony was speaking while aiding Evans Kipchumba from Kiboki village in Chebaras, a location in Nandi Hills, who missed to join Form 1 in Terige High School in Nandi County due to lack of school fees. Kipchumba, who is an orphan, scored 325 marks in KCPE in Kimolonik Primary School but has been home to date. The family was happy to see their son now proceed to high school to pursue his dream of being a doctor.
Brian huyu kweli alipofanya mitihani yake tukakosa chenye ambao tunapeleka naye shule, mpaka wakati hii ndio Mungu ametusaidia. Tumekuwa na wasiwasi, hata na asubuhi ya leo ilikuwa nikiwasa nikisema ya kwamba na huyu mtoto kweli itakaa nyumbani mpaka lini, na kukaa kwake nyumbani anasikiaje kwa moyo wake, na vile tunasumbuka kama kukue yake na hata na yeye anasumbuka sana kuliko hata na sisi. Baba yake ni mgonjwa, na chusi tulipoteza baba yake mwingine, tukakosa namna yoyote, ndio leo hii Mungu ametutembelea. Kwa hivyo tuko tukishukuru Mungu kwa sababu alikuza mheshimiwa 50-50, amekuja mpaka mahali hapa, ameona mtoto, ametuona jinsi tulivyo kwa utaibu yetu ambao tuko naye, amelete usaidizi yake.
Siku ya leo tumekuja mtaa ili tusaidie wanafunzi wenye wamezama, wameshindwa kwenda shule kwa sababu ya karo, ukosefu wa karo. Mimi ningependa kuambia viongozi wenye wamechaguliwa, wenye wako kwa viti saizi, hata kama sio wanasiasa, wale viongozi wote, hata leaders, kuna wengi ambao farmers wenye wako area hii. Ukiona mtu yote mwenye anahitaji msaada, tafadhali ujitokeze umsaidie hata mmoja. Haita kugharimu chochote kugharimia kusaidia mtu mmoja kwa kidogo ulicho nacho, kwa sababu hiyo yote ni Mungu amekupa. Mimi ningependa kuambia serikali hivi, hakuna vile kijana kama huyu angekosa kukaa nyumbani. Hapa kuna machief, manaibu wa chief, na hakuna vile yeye angekaa nyumbani bila wao kujua. Hata mzee wa mtaa ni serikali. Ingekuwa vizuri wao wachukue kijana kama huyu, waone vile wanaweza msaidia kama serikali. Kwa hivyo kulingana na mimi, hiyo ya kusema ati kuna 100% nini ya mambo ya masomo na ni school fees, hiyo mimi sione kama inafanya kazi. Kama ingekuwa inafanya kazi, kijana kama huyu angekuwa akihangaika hapa.
Nilikuwa na marks 325, nilikuwa nasomea Kimolonik Primary School, Untitled Boys Secondary School. Alafu fees ikapotea. Vile fees ilipotea nikakuwa na wasiwasi sana juu nilikuwa nataka kwenda shule. Nikadani sasa shule imeisha, lakini niliomba tu Mungu anipatie tu hiyo hope ya kwenda shule. Hasa vile niliomba hivyo na Mungu akanijibu maombi, na sasa ndaenda shule. Niko na furaha sana, nimeshukuru mheshimiwa kumsaidia.
Moving on, Chuka University Vice-Chancellor Professor ERASTUS Njoka today appeared before the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Upper Eastern Regional Office in Isiolo after having been summoned to explain about the credibility of the academic papers he acquired in Russia. The anti-graft body wanted the VC to authenticate how he acquired his papers from the Patrice Lumumba People's Friendship University in Russia and also validate the eligibility of the institution. Through his lawyer, one Mr. Brian Otieno, Njoka confirmed that his certificates were genuine and he had nothing to worry about. According to him, though the summons were issued, the complainant remains unknown, something which he says is malicious and politically motivated.
The complainant is not known. We have tried to get. This is something which is malicious, politically motivated. by somebody. There is somebody who was funding somebody to go everywhere, trying to get my documents so that the professor is seen as a bad person. I am a person who is from a village. I am known by my people. They know what I got in Form 4. They know what I got in Form 6. I am not from heaven. So I would like to tell the distractors to stop doing that because they are destroying themselves. And I would like to warn people from being used by people who do not know what they are doing, by small-brained people who should be working very hard towards the development of our nation. But they are wasting time. There is nothing that wanted me to be called here, because this person cannot even come out openly to say what was happening. He has hidden himself.
Leo tumekuja hapa kwa sababu kuna summons that were issued. There's a complaint by somebody who is not known to us, what they call an anonymous tip from the public. Ndio tumekuja kujibu maswali ya investigators, but more importantly to give them information that they did not have. And I think they are surprised that indeed there is nothing to investigate in this issue. Allegations that have been presented here are malicious against Professor, and we will get to the bottom of it. But more importantly, ya kusema leo ni kuwa tumefurahia. We have shared all the information that was required by the Anti-Corruption Agency, na wako na kila kitu ya kuweza kukuja kupata ukweli wa kila kitu ambayo imesemekana. Sawa sawa. So the reputation of Professor Njoka it remains the same. The certificates are genuine. They have been presented in copies certified so that the investigating agency can do its work.
And after 3 years of the much publicized SOLAI dam case where 48 people lost their lives, is set to kick off in 2 weeks at the Naivasha Law Court. This follows the directive by the High Court to allow the victims of the tragedy to be represented in court by senior counsel John Chigiti. But even as the court was issuing directions on the case, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP, was under fire for failing to appear in court. Despite their absence, outgoing Naivasha Principal Magistrate Lina Sarapai directed the ODPP be served with summons to make sure that a state council was present when the case kicks off.
Your Honor will deal with that.
Yes. Honorable Njora is sitting in. First, the ODPP is directed to prepare a comprehensive inventory of the witnesses and the exhibits they intend to rely on in evidence, and after that preparation, to supply the inventory together with the evidence listed in the inventory to all counsel on record. And ODPP is directed to ensure that that supply is done both electronically and physically, so that we don't have a situation where there's an impression that when ODPP has matters in Nairobi, they cannot attend with all the resources at their disposal, especially when they have personal conduct of a matter, that they cannot attend matters in other towns. If the ODPP in Nairobi is very busy, we have ODPP Naivasha, which is never too busy. Mr. Njema is here. Perhaps the Director of Public Prosecutions should consider reallocating the matter to a counsel who's more available. The court is also directing that summons issue to the Director of Public Prosecutions to ensure that the state counsel who have personal conduct on this matter attend court when they are required. Like I mentioned earlier, it is not hard, given the resources that the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has, to rearrange their diary at the imperative of a court. In this case, it was the High Court that directed us to proceed expeditiously so that counsel who have the personal conduct of the matter attend the case.
Now, residents of Kerugoya, Kirinyaga County have come out in big numbers to be vaccinated. And according to the county's Health Cabinet Secretary Gladys Njeri, the county government of Kirinyaga, through the county's Ministry of Health, has given vaccination doses to all the public and private hospitals in the county so as to ensure that the residents are vaccinated safely without causing congestions in hospitals. As at now, 47,000 residents have been vaccinated.
Kwa hivyo mwananchi sio lazima akuje kwa hizi major hospitals. Tukifanya hivyo tunataka kupeleka service kwa mwananchi karibu na yeye na kuzuia watu kuambukizana wakikuja wakiwa wengi wakati wamekuja kwa hizi hospitali kubwa. Kirinyaga saa hii tumeona watu wamekubali kukuja kuchukua chanjo. Kama jana peke yake tulipea watu karibu 3,000 kuonyesha chanjo ikiwa tunaweza pea watu wengi sana. Saa hii ni vile chanjo yetu ile tulikuwa tumepewa na serikali kubwa iliisha jana, lakini tumeongea na national government na tunajua tunapewa zingine.
Nashukuru na nafurahi kwa serikali kuu yetu kwa kutuletea hii sindano ya COVID-19 hailipishwi. Naomba watu wa kwetu Kirinyaga wajitokeze kwa wingi wandungwe hii sindano.
Wasidanganywe, usisikie propaganda za watu huko na huko wakikwambia ati hii sindano inadhuru. Hapana, usipokuwa na shinda ya mwili wewe mwenyewe, ukiwa soba, ninaamini hii sindano itakuwa nzuri kwako.
And at this point now we take a short commercial break, but don't go far, we're coming back with more.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band peanut butter.
Hujambo mtazamaji, kwa majina ni Margaret Njine. Ukitaka huu wimbo kama sikiza tuni yako, niongezee bonus ya miaka, dial star 811 star 5326617 hash. Mtazamaji, sihi Mwenyezi Mungu ankuongezee bonus ya miaka. Barikiwa sana.
Kwa zaidi ya miaka 15, kampuni ya Kemuma Engineering Systems imedhihirisha ustadi katika ulingo wa kuuza na kuweka vifaa vya ulinzi kama vile CCTV cameras, razor wire fence, electric and automatic gates, access control systems, computerized hotel and offices lock system, automatic and fire alarm systems pamoja na electrical accessories. Pia tunafanya consultation katika masuala yote ya ulinzi. Tunapofanya installation tunakupa warranty na guarantee. Maduka yetu yako jijini Nairobi na viungani mwake. Tutembelee au upige simu kupitia 0712828896 au 0721250846. Kemuma Engineering Systems. Security at its best.
Baada ya kukatiza huduma zetu kwa muda kutokana na janga la COVID-19, sasa chuo cha Jewel Institute of Advanced Driving tumerejelea huduma zetu, na hii ni baada ya kuhakikisha kwamba tumezingatia mikakati ambayo imetengwa na serikali kuu, Wizara ya Afya pamoja na NTSA ili kuzuia kusambaa kwa COVID-19. Hapa tunatumia mtaala mpya wa NTSA na tunafunza vitengo vyote vya udereva kuanzia Class A ambapo unafunzwa kuendesha pikipiki na tuktuk, Class B ambazo ni gari ndogo, Class C hizi ni gari za kubebea mizigo, na Class D ambazo ni gari za kubebea abiria. Wakufunzi wetu ni wenye tajriba ya juu na wamehitimu hivi kwamba wanahakikisha umewajibika na utaweza kutumia barabara za kisasa. Zaidi ya hayo, hapa tuna magari mengi ya kufanyia practicals na hivyo kuhakikisha kila mwanafunzi amepata fursa ya kutosha. Malipo yetu ni nafuu, na unapomaliza kozi ya udereva tunakushughulikia hadi unapopata leseni ya kisasa, yani digital driving license. Jisajili leo upate 20% discount. Tutembelee katika jumba la Jewel Complex, Roysambu, orofa ya 5. Simu ni 0703 164 003, 0703 164 003. Jewel Institute of Advanced Driving. Drive with confidence.
Neno la uzima ukiletewa na mtumishi wa Mungu Askofu Edward Mwai pamoja na watumishi wengine wa kanisa la Jesus Winner Ministry.
Lawama inafanya watu waongee. Lawama inafanya hata Mungu asikie baya. Jina lake linahaibishwa.
Unapokea mafunzo ya kipekee kuhusiana na mambo yaliyotata. Unajibiwa maswali ulionayo kuhusiana na maandiko.
Hakuna mtu alifanya miujiza kama Elisha. Ni kweli. Lakini kama kuna mtu alikufa na shida ni Elisha. Alikuwa kusaidiwa.
Na pia unapata maombi kwa hali zako.
Kuna mambo imemwandama, kuna mambo imemfuata.
Ni kila siku ya Ijumaa kuanzia saa 3 asubuhi, papa hapa kwenye runinga ya Mwangaza. Neno la uzima na mtumishi wa Mungu Askofu Edward Mwai.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. This is Mwangaza Prime News. Now, many of the elderly in Kitui are facing challenges in registering into the new NHIF system, decrying of the long distance to the registration stations, as many cannot even afford transport money, and others who are sick, making it really difficult to get to be registered. They are calling on the government to consider bringing such services closer to them for easier access and especially to the favor of the disabled.
Mama ako na miaka ya 89 na ni mzee kabisa. Kama jana kwanza tumeenda Juso tukapata shida sana kwa sababu hatukuwa na transport. Sasa tumelipa kutoka Tularudi tukalipa 500 kwenda na kurudi 1,000. Sasa hata ukiangalia wakina mama wengine hapa ni wazee, hawana uwezo na wengine ni wagonjwa. Tunafaa kama ni kitu inatokea kama hii, serikali iangalie kama inaweza kuwapatia tikiti ya kuenda mahali, ama kama hii kitu iletwe karibu, iletwe village ama kwa location, inafaa itakuwa inatusaidia.
Tutarudi na miguu bali si, lakini pesa hakuna. Mama wengine wanateseka zaidi, wengine wana maji, wengine wana maguu, hata kwenda kwao ni shida. Pesa ya kwenda ya transport hakuna.
Athi River Assistant County Commissioner Charles Wambugu has promised to deal with cattle theft in the county during a security meeting that brought together the security teams. Now, in a span of 1 year, over 700 cattle had been stolen in Mavoko area, Athi River, Machakos County. It is alleged that the youths employed to take care of the cattle partner with rustlers to successfully accomplish theft. And now, moving on to another story, is that Kangari town in Kigumo, Murang'a County is one of the towns growing at a rapid speed, attracting investors from different sectors thanks to road network and security. Some of the roads connecting Kangari to other parts of the country are the Mau Road, the Thika Kangari Road, and Thika Murang'a roads. Established in early 70s, the town, surrounded by 6 KTDA-owned tea factories, among them Makomboki and Ikumbi tea factories, has become a business hub with investors flooding the town, likened to Jerusalem City by one of the investors. Peter Mwangi Njuguna, popularly known as Wagrace, is investing in Murang'a town but found it suitable to invest in Kangari in milling business. According to the Wagrace, his choice for Kangari was informed by conducive business environments that has seen his business grow to greater heights.
Sija kuoku for long, but for the past few years, kulingana vile Kangari ilikuanga, it's a bit different. Kulingana like sahi, tunajenga soko huku. Majia ni mingi. Ukidai kutelemka Thika, ukidai kutelemka Murang'a, ukidai kupanda anywhere as long as unapitia Kangari. Kangari iko na access ya njia yoyote unataka kutumia. So maendeleo imeendelea, serikali at least imetusaidia, imeinua kila kitu sahi Kangari acha niseme market imekuwa poa. So acheni kwenda kutafuta soko nje wala wapi, acheni kwenda ati mataoni kubwa kutafuta soko. Sisi Kangari iko na soko iko.
Niseme ya kwamba tulikuja tukajenga faktoria hapa Kangari. Kangari ni town moja iko mashinani sana, na ilikuwa woga wa watu wengi ya kwamba walikuwa wanafikiria hatutakuwa na biashara. Lakini niseme ya kwamba kama ni kusiaga, ukisiaga pale unasiagia, sio kumaanisha ati hapo ndio utauza unga, sababu unga mingi ni tunapeleka na magari, we transport kwa other towns. Kwa hivyo sio ati lazima tuuzie hapa. So yangu ni kuambia watu wale wangetaka kuegeza wakuje town yetu ya Kangari. Inakuwa na haraka sana. It's a good town na mtu atafurahia, sababu watu wa kufanya kazi tunawapata kwa rahisi. Na niseme ya kwamba town ya Kangari ni town iko na inazingiriwa na factory 6 ya majani chai. Kwa hivyo ni town kama ile ya Jerusalem, barabara mingi inakuja hapa, na kwa hivyo kama ukitaka kwenda Murang'a ni rahisi, ukitaka kwenda Nyandarua ni rahisi, ukitaka kwenda Kangari, pahali popote ungetaka kwenda ni rahisi sababu ya mabarabara.
Former political detainee George Kariuki has urged the state to implement a court judgment that awarded him compensation for torture and illegal detention. He says despite winning a court case against the state in 2019, he was yet to receive his dues 2 years on. He said his arrest was mainly pegged on his close association to Kyogi Wamwere, who then opposed the reign of the late President Mwai. Kariuki had moved to court in 2013 seeking a declaration that his constitutional rights had been violated by the state during his unlawful arrest and detention in Nakuru.
Kesi ya hiyo iliendelea ya kusemekana ati nilikuwa na punduki, ikaendelea na punduki mwisho ikawa tena haionekani. Yaani kuchikwa ni kupelekwa na kwenda kupigwa. Ili niseme punduki ni yangu, na mimi siwezi kusema punduki ni yangu bila ikiwa sio yangu. Hiyo nyumba mnasikia mtu anaambiwa anatupwa seli. Kuna seli na small cell. Small cell ni nyumba inamwagwa maji. Vile niliachiliwa free na mimi nikaona vile nilipigwa, vile nilifungwa, vile niliteswa. Mpaka nikaona hii serikali inanifanya hivi mpaka nistaki. Maana walinichika bure. Nikaandikiwa kulipwa 1.5. Na 1.5 hiyo mimi nimetumia pesa saidi. Na wakati wa kuchikwa nilishikwa nikiwa na kuku 3,600. Mimi sijapata hata nini. Ndio mimi nashangaa. Kitu gani mimi nangojewa nifanye ndio pesa yangu itoke.
Unajua nilikuwa hapa saa alishikwa. Hata sikujua alienda namna gani, sababu mimi kuona wasikari na mizinga nikaanguka. Nilikuwa nafikiri wanakuja kuua sisi. Lakini hawakutuua, walichukua mzee. Alipe mzee pesa yao. Sababu siku alitoka, aliendelea na hiyo kesi, alishikwa kwa nini, alishikwa bure, na yeye hakuua mtu. Alipwe, sababu siku hiyo alikuwa na kuku, nyumbani ikakufa yote, sababu mimi nami nilikuwa na shughulika na yeye. Nikakuta kuku anakufa.
Nina miaka 90. Hii pesa nitapewa wakati gani? Nikikufa ama kama bado kufa? Mimi naona tu mambo yanaendelea, wakili na nyamaza, wakili anajaribu kupea Attorney General onyo ya hii pesa yangu. Naona ni kazi bure. Sasa hii ndio mimi nasema hii maneno itangazwe kwa radio, kwa TV, kwa gazeti.
In an effort to contain pollution often associated with fossil fuel, K-Lot, an Israel-based company, is promoting the use of alternative power besides water purification machines, especially to people who cannot access clean drinking water. This not only cuts down on cost, but also conserves the environment, as Eva Juma reports on today's segment of My Planet, My Pride.
With the aim of achieving 100% clean renewable energy, K-Lot is a company founded by an Israel NGO, A-Lot, in the southern region of Israel. In Kenya, the company is offering solutions for food, water and energy while saving money that will otherwise be spent on high monthly energy bills.
I'm Shabir from K-Lot Kenya. I'm the business developing manager at K-Lot, and we're a company from Israel. Now based in Kenya and serving the whole of Africa from Kenya, trying to go green and help, make people's lives better by going green.
The range of products include home biogas systems, which generates clean energy and allows one to properly treat household waste, producing up to 6 hours of cooking.
Being Kenyan, we know that for example, farmers and people who are living out, everybody has cattle or some sort of livestock. So using their waste and your waste from the kitchen to create your own methane gas in the home biogas, this is preventing people from cutting firewood. using charcoal, which is also, helping us save tree. Again, we are here also to improve Kenya as a country by going green. And for us to do that, we have to, prevent people from chopping down the trees which we are actually surviving on.
Water purification system, commonly referred to as NHIF, helps households and companies achieve 100% impurity-free water, and this machine comes in different sizes depending on the need.
Well, now a lot of our clients are also people who are doing bottling services to sell water, and that of course you find in the urban areas. We have hotels that are using the same water purification system. We have a lot of apartments and homes that are being constructed now, and they need to provide like clean drinking water directly from all taps, and for that they use the NHIF machine, which is connected directly. So any water that goes into any of the buildings here within the city go through the NHIF, and it's providing in any tap. You can technically drink water from any tap of the house. So it's also spreading quite widely, especially in hospitals, restaurants, constructions where apartments are involved, homes. So with the borehole water, it comes with a lot of bacteria in it because it's underground, right? So once it's removed from the borehole using a pump, it will go through the NHIF, and this gives you now 100% bacteria-free water, completely 100%. And these are machines that are even approved by the World Health Organization. We have commercial ones which can produce up to 5,000 liters of water an hour, and we have other ones that you can use commercially but also privately for your own home or a small restaurant, and those ones can give you up to 250 liters an hour.
Being one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, KLOT aims at providing clean water and energy and improve lives, and also curb deforestation and cutting down costs as well.
As far as the Sustainable Development Goals are concerned, we have clean water, we have affordable and clean energy, and then we have saving life on Earth. When we bring in home biogas, we're preventing people from cutting trees. We're going against deforestation.
Solar energy cuts down costs by 40%, according to Shabir.
So solar energy, I would say like it's helping a lot of people also when it comes to cost cutting, and especially if you look at right now, we're in tough times worldwide, not just Kenya but worldwide. So having huge electrical bills and things like that, like if we could help people cut that down by providing, for example, the solar water heater, which can cut your costs by about 40% of your bills. So a lot of EPCs at the moment and constructions they're trying to construct and putting permanent solar water heaters already. So if it's a landlord and they're building, then they need to have it already there. And if you're a tenant and you don't have it, you can still purchase it because you can move with it wherever you want to move with it.
The target market include farmers and people with water inaccessibility, and these products are sourced from Israel after carrying out a study on Kenya.
We target, EPC contractors in Nairobi. Then we have like farmers and, people who don't have access to clean water, for example, which is usually mostly out of Nairobi. All our products are designed and manufactured in Israel. The reason is it took a lot of time for a team over there. It took a lot of time for them to come and study the problems we had in Kenya. And if I talk about, for example, home biogas, after a lot of research, about 4 million people die in Africa alone from exposure to smoke. And that I'm talking about charcoal and firewood that, of course, our people are still using and everything because it is how it is over here. And then you look at about 2.5 million people dying from lack of access of clean drinking water.
KLOT is based in Nairobi with demo centers in 8 counties with prospects of spreading countrywide. There's need to go green given the high rate of pollution, deforestation and swell-up in population, among others.
Due to global warming, we have what we call the ozone layer, which is damaged due to pollution, a lot from smoke and things like that. We have, for example, the icebergs, which are now melting at a very worrying rate. Which is not good, of course. And if we could go green, we could save and we could increase even, for example, oxygen levels. We could prevent all these things from happening that are happening right now due to pollution again. Every person who buys a biogas has saved trees from their home by having a biogas alone, okay? And the more trees we have, the better it is for us as a world, as a country, as a continent, as the world itself. Apart from that, we're also trying to keep up with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is part of it is to save Earth.
Green energy is the way to go, given the high rate of global warming as a result of persistent use of fossil fuel. K-Lot, apart from making profits, is providing pollution-free energy for a cleaner planet. For my planet, my pride, Ivajuma.
Now, my planet, my pride brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Daisy Paul, and our sign language interpreter is Wanjiro Kahuria. And on behalf of the entire team, we wish you a good night.